Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome back once again to StudyIQ IAS English, and I'm your educator Praveen Mishra. Today, going to discuss about the tariffs that has been imposed by the American government on the Indian products. That is 25% exactly when it comes to the figures. So what are the implications to it? Is it going to trouble India when it comes to our Forex reserve? Is it going to trouble India when it comes to the international trade? Is it going to trouble India when it comes to the export? Remember, the fact that we need to understand here, the most important one, that could be the most disturbing one as well. Yes, we are with a population of around 1.45 billion. Yes, we are the fourth largest economy as of now. But the problem is the CAD, that is the current account deficit of our country. With utmost level of manpower, utmost level of human resources, with good amount of natural as well as other national resources available to us as well. Still, the problem remains is the local or the indigenous production. Hence, as a result, what has happened? India remains a country that is considered as an importing country, not the exporting one, right? So there comes the problem, that is current account deficit. Our income is, let's say, is 100 rupees, but our expense is always 150 rupees. So every single time on our account books or in our account books in our ledger, we are minus 50 rupees, just for an example. And this is known as the current account deficit. Well, in order to curtail this current account deficit, what do we have with us? Some products that we export throughout the globe, from Southeast Asia to Europe to Africa to as well as North and South American countries. And here comes a lunatic senile personality, Mr. Donald J. Trump, who has now, out of nowhere, well, the one who considers India as a very good friend, Indian Prime Minister as a very good friend, India as a very good ally as well when it comes to the South Asian politics or even the geopolitics, but still has imposed 25% tariffs on all those Indian goods that would be exported to America. Well, obviously now this will be some huge level, not some, but actually huge level of disturbance as well as problem, and yes, the deficit to the Indian exporters' pocket. So the Indian exchequer is going to have big level of trouble. And here comes this news. Just because of this one particular news, we have got this incidence as well. That is, the rupee has lost the worst losing streak in the past 6 weeks. And as of now, the Indian rupee as compared to the US dollars stands with 87.6, right? As compared to $1, Indian rupee is right now 87.6. So obviously this is the least level of rupee so far we have got in the history of global trade since the establishment of the New World Order, right? So as you can see, okay, the facts that we need to discuss from the perspective of our examination. So the Indian rupee lost for 5 consecutive weeks its steepest decline, okay, in 6 months, closing at rupees 87.6 per $1, right? This particular thing was recorded exactly yesterday, that is on 8th of August 2025. And this came, once again, the reason remains the same. This came in the wake of the US announcing 25% tariffs on the Indian goods. That has escalated the trade tensions, the global trade tensions, basically, right? And now comes in the rescue. The Reserve Bank of India, the central bank of our country. That is, obviously, we were expecting, and yes, the Reserve Bank of India has came forward with the statements as well. So the RBI aggressively intervened, okay, both in the NDF, that is the non-deliverable forward, as well as the onshore spot market. So what are these things? We shall be discussing at the end of the session once we are done discussing the particular event. Okay, so Reserve Bank of India aggressively intervened in the NDF, that is non-deliverable forward, and the onshore spot markets to arrest the further depreciations. So to stop the rupee from the further declining, okay, from declining further. So Reserve Bank of India has came forward with the arrest of, or with the actual calculation of NDF and onshore market spots. Okay, so just in order to curtail this problem. Now the next thing that we need to understand, interventions have contributed to a drop of over 9 billion US dollars in forex reserves in the week that was calculated on August 1st, right? So as you can see, the steep decline, steep decline, 9 billion US dollars they have been already lost. Obviously, this is the alarm, and it's not the false alarm, right? This is basically the red alarm this time, right? And we need to act. This is a very high level. It is, what we can say, a very high level of thing into the geopolitics that is basically calling for another great war. Another great war, basically what we are dealing with, the events that are being repeated from the First and the Second World Wars, right? The same things almost are going on. Almost, right? Somewhere around the corner through the edges, those things are almost repeated. And here comes into the picture again the villain of the Second World War, that is Europe, and again America, right? So the economists, they have noted a weaker rupee while signaling the stress might offer price competitiveness to the Indian exports. So it is, matter of time whether this particular steep decline or this particular tariffs will be providing us any kind of trade competitiveness or not. Well, to be very honest, answer is, as of now, it looks no. Please mark my words, guys. As of now, it looks no. We don't know whether tomorrow any policy would come, as we have been watching. That yes, we have just declined the Boeing deal worth billions of dollars. And yes, we have also signed some deals, some defense-related deals with the state of Russia, as well as just before we started this class, 2 hours back, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has given a very straightforward statement that I will tell India how to deal with this lunatic Trump. Okay, not lunatic word, those he means actually he took. Okay, as we know it very well that how Israel, specifically Netanyahu and Mr. Trump, they have been a very close eyes to each other, very close friends to each other as well. But here, Israeli Prime Minister giving a statement against America is something, a type of a relief, a cease of relief for us, what we can say, right? So what the statement has come, I will let America or I will let India know how to deal with Trump. It's not America. What Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Israeli Prime Minister has stated, it's not America. How to deal with Trump. Because all of these problems are not from the American side. This is problem from the one person side in America. That's the president, unfortunately, Mr. Trump, right? So the next thing, when you talk about the thematic analysis from the perspective of our examination, prelims as well as mains. So the first thing that we need to understand is the international relations and the trade policy. The 25% tariff, first of all, is nowhere justified. Okay, but still, the 25% tariff by the US reflects trade coercion. What US is trying to do is just have that level of dominance which is nowhere existing into the geopolitical world. When the world is already multipolar. If Mr. Trump is forgetting, let me remind him. It's not the 1990s era. You are in 2025. The bipolar world is gone. The unipolar world is also gone. You are right now in a nuclear state. You're right now in the nuclear world, right? With major powers of this world is equipped with the nuclear technology as well as the state-of-the-art cutting-edge defense technologies. You can't be just going ahead with these bogus type of things, right? So what he might be thinking that America, which was once upon a time considered as unipolar after the disintegration of the Soviet Union or the USSR, the decade of 1990 till 2000s, okay, was considered as the unipolar world, as America being the only superpower dominating the whole globe. What Mr. Trump is trying, okay, with that MAGA, Make America Great Again, maybe somewhere around the corner, this is where the trade coercion policy that he's trying to have those policies back again on the track. But the fact is, those let bygones be bygones. Mr. Trump doesn't understand this, right? Okay, so 25% tariff by the US reflects what? The trade coercion aimed at pressurizing India over what? Over the geopolitical alignments, specifically dealing with Russia as well as other nations like France. And yes, going forward with Japan, and obviously all of the Asian nations, that is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. America knows this thing very well. If America wants to have the global dominance, obviously it needs to have its great level of presence, not presence, great level of basically the profound presence where America needs to create a fulcrum in the South Asia as well as the Southeast Asia. And here the two giants are already present. That is first we, secondly the state of China. Obviously, China is the big enemy, big adversary to America. And with India, America can't take the risk of becoming an official adversary, because India is the biggest market to the American companies, from Microsoft to Google to Apple to all other companies, right? India is the gift to them. India is heaven to them. But here, the lunatic personality once again is right now trying to disturb this relationship, right? Though Donald Trump and Americans, they both are aware with this, that suddenly Indians won't be closing the markets for Americans. Obviously, it will trouble us as well. But in the short run, we talk about in the longer run. So obviously, we are preparing our level best. And hence, we are always trying to create a good, delicate relationship with those nations with whom we can rely on for the global trade, as well as the enhancement or the enrichment of science and technology, specifically the digital technology. That is the things like Microsoft and Google. We need to have, okay, those type of things indigenously built. And who knows, in the upcoming future, we might build them as well, right? So India now features alongside Brazil as a prime target of this aggressive US tariffs. Suddenly, India and Brazil, they have become the prime targets of America. And here comes the second analysis, that is macroeconomic stability. The rupee's fall signals capital flow stress and undermines investors' confidence in the Indian assets. Hence, as a result, this shall be troubling our Forex reserve and ultimately to the two other economic aspects, that is foreign direct investment as well as the foreign portfolio investments, right? Next thing, the monetary policy and the RBI's role. Obviously, in such a case, RBI needs to go ahead with a stretchable or let's say flexible monetary policies. Let's say, for example, we would be going ahead with the probably the dear money thing, okay, or maybe the cheap money thing. Probably RBI should be going ahead with the cheap money, okay, that is infusing more currency into the market, ultimately leading more and more production so that it can attract more and more of the foreign investors, right? So probably we should be waiting for a week or two, let's say, for example, I guess not more than a week or two maximum. Okay, we shall be having a change in RBI's monetary policy. Probably it would be the cheap money policy that would be included once again by RBI. Probably, I'm saying it's not going to happen for sure, but yes, I'm saying probably that could happen. Right? So monetary policy and RBI's role, what is the decision here? So RBI's decision to re-enter as of now the NDF market signals a shift back, where towards active currency management, deviating from its earlier hands of approach under Governor Sanjay Malhotra, right? And next thing, external sector resilience. Despite short-term depreciation, the rupee might lend exports a competitive edge. But remember the word here, might. Okay? Not yet sure, might. Let's wait and watch. Let's not come to any conclusion for now. Let's just wait and watch, right? And finally, the fifth point, that is the long-term strategic implications. What's this? Long-term strategic implications, right? So strategic, once again, related to defense. Okay. So basically, this episode underscores the economic vulnerability of geopolitical alignment and the need for diversified trade partnerships. It highlights the importance of managing currency resilience as part of economic diplomacy and macro stability. Technically speaking, this is just targeting or just directing towards one thing that is known as what? Strategic autonomy. Right? It's targeting where? Towards one thing that is known as what? Strategic autonomy. So we need to have it. What we have done in the past times, in the past, just couple of weeks or months or maybe a decade as well. We need to just focus on that very same shift. You are imposing tariffs? Okay, keep going. So shall we be doing as well, right? So these are the thematic analysis, guys. And please remember the term NDF, okay, that is the non-deliverable forward. What it is? So just go ahead with the definition here. It's clear, it's clean and clear, okay? So NDF is essentially a type of a forward contract for currencies that are not freely tradable or convertible in the international markets, okay? So NDF is used for those particular currencies that are not very freely convertible and tradable into the international market, just like, for example, the Chinese yuan, the Brazilian real, as well as the Indian rupee. So what happens? Okay, let's say, for example, you are the trader and I'm the trader. So they are the two traders, X and Y. So obviously we are trading today in US dollars. But let's say, for example, today I want to deal with the Indian currency. Okay, let's say, for example, today I want to deal with the Indian currency, right? Okay, so I'm dealing, I've given you 100 rupees, okay, and let's say today's date, that is, today's rate is 87.6. And I have kept it as 87.6 only, that tomorrow when I'm buying back with you, okay, so I'll be buying in this 187.6 rupees only, right? Whether the dollar rate is fluctuating, whether the rupee rate is fluctuating, it is increasing or decreasing, whatever. So I have created what? I have created just one single, okay, just one single platform or a one single value, one single calculation, and it shall remain the same. Okay, we shall be rigid to that one calculation. That's it. Okay, right? Jackson, no polity class today. Okay, obviously you can watch me live here. So I can't be live at one time, two different places, right? Okay. Okay, everyone. So here we go. What is this? NDF, non-deliverable forward. Simply speaking, X and Y, you are Y, I'm X. Okay, so I'm trading with you today and I'm trading with you in Indian currency. So today's Indian currency rate is 87.6. So, okay, tomorrow when you will be trading back with me again, so we will be trading in this one particular value only, that is 87.6, regardless of the rupee fluctuation, okay, the value fluctuation, whether it is going up or it is going up, going down, doesn't make any difference. So this is what NDF is. Okay, everyone, so this is it with regard to this topic. I hope this is all clear. And remember, our resolution batches for our Independence Day, they are going to commence from 15th of August. So guys, remember, it will be the prelims to mains to interview, that is basically the GS Foundation batch. Okay, simply what you will get: 1000 plus hours of live classes, access to recorded lectures, 18 sets of printed books given to you at your doorstep. Apart from that, the class notes of the teacher, the very same notes that he or she is using to teach you, will be given to you in the PDF format at the end of the session. 75 plus tests for your prelims, 15 plus tests for your mains, as well as multiple mock interviews for your interview as well. So prelims test series, mains test series, interview guidance program, notes, books, live classes, access to recorded lecture, 1:1 mentorship, as well as the mains residential program. That is, once you have qualified your prelims examination, you will be called to Delhi's Rajendra Nagar, the hub of civil services. And here, for those 87 days, 24th of May is your prelims, 21st of August, your mains is starting. So roughly 87 days of the time period, not roughly, exactly 87 days of the time period we have got. And for those 87 days, you will be staying here in our accommodation. That will be your accommodation for those 3 months, okay, which is equipped with all the facilities and amenities, okay, in a very standard and a very classy way it is, obviously. And you don't have to pay a single rupee, a single penny for that. Okay, your accommodation will be totally on us. And in those 87 days, you will get the opportunity to learn from the very same great educators in the offline mode. So they will be here to train you, prepare you, okay, as well as provide you the utmost level of practice for your next big exam, that is the mains examination. Okay, guys, so remember, this is what the resolution batch is going to provide you. And we have got multiple subscription plans like gold, diamond, and platinum. Okay, and here the prices. It is starting with just rupees 9,999 only. So guys, remember, the subscription plan, we have got gold, diamond, and platinum. Okay, and all of these plans, they are starting, they are having the multiple prices, but they are starting with just rupees 9,999. But you will get this maximum discount only when you have just applied this promo code, that is what? PRV Live. So guys, please use this promo code to avail the maximum possible discount. Okay, just keep this code copied with you. You can use this code on any purchase on the StudyIQ platform, on any subscription that you are taking. Okay, you can use this promo code and avail the maximum possible discount. Okay, everyone, so this is it with regard to this topic. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the very next session. But before you leave, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button of the StudyIQ IAS English, a channel dedicated and committed with just one agenda: to provide you the quality and quantity of content. Okay, guys, so please hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. And in case you wish to connect with me, here is the QR code for the Telegram channel that is named as Praveen_StudyIQ. And also you can connect with me on my Instagram account that is Praveen Mishra _2107. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Good day. Actually, good night. Jai Hind. See you tomorrow.